All right, hi, it's Kathy with Stampin' with Her Father's Daughter. I am an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! From Northern Michigan. And as promised, we're gonna make this cute little box. This box was in the 25-26 catalog, and I did get the dimensions from somebody that made it, and I can't remember who it was. So this is not my creation, but we're gonna recreate it together. So you will need some paper snips, some sort of scissors, maybe some tear and tape or some sort of stronger adhesive. I also have my Stampin' Seal Plus. The heavier cardstock is best for this just because it kind of supports the box better. You're going to want some printed paper, so designer series paper of some sort. And then in order to do the letters, you would have to have the party alphabet dies. But if you don't, you could probably just use another die and just cut out a little window if you want to do that. And then we'll also need some acetate window sheets. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do for the base is we're going to cut this by 7 7/16 by 7 7/16. So 8/16 is half. So if you just go one before that, you're at 7/16. So 7 7/16 here. And then I'm going to flip it and do the same thing here. Does everybody see that? Okay. Okay, so now we have a square. And what we want to do is we want to score it at 1/2 and 2 inches all the way around. Let me move this over a bit. So, got 1/2. And let me move this to 2 inches. I'm going to do it here. 1/2. Oops, 2 inches. Okay, so you're going to continue all the way around your paper like that. And I have one already done. So here we have, you can see the score lines on here. It's a little bit tricky to see, but I'm hoping you can see it a little bit. So then what we're going to do next is we're going to take our snips and we have to cut some things out. So this piece right here is not necessary. We're going to cut this piece out. It's the one side score line from the bottom to the next score line. And then this little piece is not necessary, but we can cut all the way up here because we're going to use that as a flap. This piece we don't need. Okay. And we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Cut this piece out. We don't need this. But we do need to cut up here. Okay, so what we've done here, we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Okay, so we're going to cut up, cut this piece out, cut this piece off, cut up, cut up, cut this piece off, this piece off. And then it's helpful when you're putting your box together to kind of just do a little angled cut so you don't have any extra hanging out. So that's what we're going to do here. So you would do that with all of the tabs and these little tabs as well. Just a little angle cut. Okay. Just for the purpose of being speedy, I'm going to show you what it should look like. So here's your basic box. So I've cut out those extra pieces. I've got my things angled so that I can assemble the box. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Okay, so you probably want to use a bone folder to score or to just get all these lines sealed correctly. Let me go grab mine. Okay, So I'm going to fold all the lines in. Everywhere that I've scored, I'm going to give it a little okay. So that's all done. So now what's going to happen with this box is it's going to basically come together like this. Okay, so I'm going to use my silicone mat because I'm going to use some Seal Plus tape. So the first two pieces here and here are just going to be adhered to themselves. It just makes the box a little bit stronger. If your Seal Plus tape goes off a little bit, you can just peel it back in. So these are just going to go like this. Did I do this right? Uh-oh, wait a minute. No, that should have been this side, but we'll figure this out. So this side is going to fold down on itself, as well as this side. Okay, now I'm going to put the sides together. So we're going to want adhesive on the outside of here and the inside of here. So I'm going to do a little adhesive here and here, and flip it over, and some adhesive here. So then these are going to come in, and you can line up the corners. Fold that tape in a little bit. Get them nice and square. And then this one. Okay. And then we're going to fold this tab down. Okay. So I kind of messed up on this side, but I can make it work. So I'm just going to put adhesive on these two pieces and then fold it in. Oops. Okay. Okay, so there is the bottom of our box. It's nice and sturdy. You could put whatever you'd like in there. Cute stuff. Okay, so now we're going to work on the top. So I'm going to need my paper trimmer again. And I am going to trim a piece of Designer Series paper 6x6. Okay, so this is a 6x6 piece. And I've already done all the scoring on this one. So we are going to score at 1/4. I already did it. And then again at 1 1/4. Okay, score. And you're going to turn and do that on all 4 sides. So you'll end up having a piece that looks like this. So we're going to do the same thing with the trimming. So we're going to come up here, trim up, up. We don't need this piece, and we don't need this piece. Oops, got too much. Cut up on this side, up here. We don't need this piece, and we don't need this piece. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Trimming up, up, cut off the end little piece, and here, and then here, and here. And we're going to do the same thing as we did with the bottom of the box. We are going to angle cut all these flaps that we're going to fold in. So angle, angle, as you can see here, just like we did in the bottom. Okay, now this one, before we put it together, we're going to need to do the cutout of the party alphabet dies. So you need to determine what side you want to be the outside, and whatever that is, you're going to flip it over to do the die cut. So I want this to be the outside, but I am using the letter J, so it will be backwards. So that's why I want to, if I want to do this as the outside, I would put it here. If I want to do this as the inside and this is the outside, I'm going to put it here. So what I'm going to do is try to get this in the center with all my score lines. And I am going to see if I can find a piece of sticky note. And just make sure that that stays like that one just moved a little bit. Okay, here. Okay. So there we go. Now I just have my small stamp and emboss machine here right now, so I'm going to just fold these edges in just so it will fit properly. So I'm going to take my stamp and emboss machine, die cut, and my letter, and I'm going to just flip this, cut it through the machine. Okay, so here we go. I have the letter J. Oh, I guess, oh shoot, I did it backwards. Anyway, that will be the outside. But anyway, we have another piece that you can use for another embellishment or something, so don't throw that away. Okay, so this will be the top of my box, I guess. So I'm going to fold down all of those score lines again. And we're going to adhere this box just like we did the other one. Although the edges are a little bit thinner, so you're definitely going to have to fold up the tape if you use the Seal Plus tape. This one, I don't feel like you need to score because it's not as thick, but if you want to, you can. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to, I'm going to seal these ends first. Yeah, it definitely is, the Seal Plus tape is wider than, okay, so I'm going to fold this one in, and then this side in. Okay. I'm going to put the little cellophane sheet that holds it together. This is not cellophane, this is a window sheet, I think they call it. So I'm just going to put a little glue at the top, or seal, and at the bottom. Okay. Now to assemble the box. It's just like the other one. We're going to put some sealant here, here, and then the inside of here. So let's do that. Okay, again, that's going to need to be turned in a little bit. Okay, so here we go. That lined up, looks good. Get this lined up. Okay, and then push this down. Okay, and the same thing here. Fold that in and line it up. Line it up and just don't press until you're sure it's the right angle. That should be good. Okay, push this down. All right, so now we need to make sure it fits in our box. And it does. How cute is that? Oops, let me fix this a little bit. Okay, so to do some further embellishments, I did cut out a few flowers. Okay, So I think what I'm going to do is use the glue dots to get these adhered. There we go. And this one can go inside of here a little bit. And then I cut out the stamen and I colored it with one of the markers. I think this was Night of Navy, just to get a little blue hue. And I'll take that, whoops, make sure it's on there. Take that off, put that in the middle. And I'm gonna just curl it a little bit with my fingers. And then I had this punch, and I'm not sure if it's a current punch anymore, but I just love it. It's these little leaves. So I'm punch those out. I'm gonna put those behind here. Like that. So I think I'll use a little seal. Just roll that up. And another one. Okay. And then I think I don't think I'm gonna pop that up. I think I'm just gonna leave it just like that and put a couple of glue dots in there. Maybe 2. Okay. And there you have it. Cute little gift box. You could put some square cards in here with envelopes or fill it with some goodies. And they're fun to make. There you go. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to be doing some different card templates. Thanks for joining. See you soon. Bye-bye.